Hello everyone. In this video, I want to get you started on the project. So what you want to do is you want to go to Canvas, obviously, right? And on Canvas, go to Modules and then scroll down to Module 1. And then in Module 1, you see Project Preparation. So go there and you'll find the information that you need to get started with the project. So I have it open right here. Once you go there are a few things you need to pay attention to. One, download this guide. I have it open on the other tab. And there is an OVA file that you'll download. And just wait a little bit. I'm going to talk more about OVA in a few seconds. And for Mac users, there is information for Windows users. That's for Windows users. And there is information for Mac users as well. I'm going to be working out of a Windows machine. I also have a Mac, and I can tell you that Macs and Windows work just as fine. In fact, we're going to be using a virtual environment, so it really doesn't matter. It's going to be Linux behind it. But to get it going, to get it installed, to get this OVA file that I just mentioned, and to run the virtual machine, yes, it will matter how you get it to work in a Mac versus a Windows. So if you're a Mac user, you follow this. If you are a Windows user, you follow these instructions. So I'm going to do the Windows path because that's what I have. Okay. So let's see. The next thing you want to do, you open the guideline, and you'll come to the guideline right here. This is the guideline. Let's see. I'll open it for you one more time. Open in a new tab, so you can see it goes here, and it's a PDF file. And so I'm going to open the PDF file on a new tab. You can see a preview of the PDF file, and it opened right there. But I have it opened right here. It says NETW411 Module 2. Module what? Module 1 Course Project Guide 2022. Apparently that's what it is if I translate it. So which is right here. Okay, very well. So you get the guide. All right. So then what we're going to do, the first thing you got to do if you haven't already, you're going to install your VirtualBox. Then after you install your VirtualBox, it shows you here, you download it, you install it, it walks you right through it. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to locate the OVA file. The OVA file. And the OVA file it stands for Open Virtualization Format. Open Virtualization Format. I don't know why the F, but that's what it stands for. So it goes by OVA, but it comes from Open Virtualization Format, and it is a file that works on various virtualization softwares, and the one that we're going to be using in class is that the VirtualBox, right? So that OVA file is going to be used by your VirtualBox. When you download it, you will see that it was probably whoever created it originally. It says VMware Conversion Images. It was probably created originally under VMware, and VMware and Oracle compete with one another. But that's okay, because the beauty about the OVA file is that the OVA file will work with VMware or with Oracle. And Oracle, by that I mean the virtualization machine that we're going to be using in this class. Okay, so then when you you're going to download it. So I'm going to talk more about that in a few seconds. So that's VirtualBox. So you're going to download it from here. If you are on Windows, and it is a big file. So I recommend to download it maybe late at night before you go to bed, and then you'll have it there. It'll take a good 20 minutes. I actually didn't check how long it took for me to download. I downloaded it today, but it took a while. And I just let the machine run, and I went, had some lunch, and came back, and it was already there. But you need to be patient to download it. Don't shut things down. Don't be running too many things on your machine. And again, that's how it's going to work. And it's fine, because once you have it downloaded, you actually have, like, you're going to have a whole machine. So it's going to be pretty cool. In the Mac, I don't have it timed, so I don't know how long the Mac is going to take, but I imagine it's going to be about the same. So be patient with this. Be patient with this. If you are not patient, if you turn off your machine, then you won't download it, you won't be able to do your work. All right? So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you what it looks like after I downloaded it. Let me open a VirtualBox folder that I created, and it's right here. It's just a little folder. It's just my Windows. You can see it right there. And the file that I downloaded is a zip file. It's this one right here. That zip file. It's a zip file that gets downloaded. I moved it from my downloads folder into another folder, and I chose one under documents, and I called it VirtualBox. You can do something similar. You can go to your documents and call it NETW411, NETW411. But I do recommend, just to avoid any issues when it's running, at least at the beginning, or you can try later a different way. I recommend using a local drive. In this case, documents is local. Documents folder is not on the cloud. It's actually local in my machine, right? Because I could be using a OneDrive folder, or I could be using Dropbox. If you have Dropbox, you could be using Dropbox, or you could be using Google Drive. It could work, but you know what? I didn't even try it because this thing is so big and I want to make sure it's nice and clean. I'm going to do it on my local directory. So that's my documents directory in my documents folder. And my documents folder is locally in my machine. So now what I'm going to do, going back to the instructions, I'll show you what is next. I'm going to unzip, but I'm going to let you read it where it says that. It says you're going to download that OVA file, your Open Virtualization file, your OVA file. You're going to download it. It's going to take a while. And then you're going to unzip it. That's what I'm about to do, right? And there should be 3 files after I unzip it. Let's find out if that is the case. So let's go to my VirtualBox folder that I created, right? And I'm going to right-click. It may be a little different on the Mac, but in the Mac you also will unzip. But actually, I'm not following the directions from the Mac. You follow the directions on the Mac. And if you have questions, yeah, reach out to me and we can work it out. I'm very familiar with Macs. I love Macs, but I'm using this Windows because that's what I have for this class. All right? So I'm going to unzip and I'm going to say extract here. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to say extract files, because what it's going to do is going to create this folder called VMware conversion files, images. So it's going to look more like what the instructions say, right? So it's going to do this. And I'm trying to follow the instructions as closely as I can. All right, so I'm just going to say, okay. there you go. So it starts working. And how big is this? 3,420 megabytes. So it's 3.4 gigabytes. So that's why it took so long to download. And it's taking a while to unpack from that zip file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause and I'm going to unpause as soon as it's done. Okay, so it's done unzipping, unpacking, and you can see I have another folder here called conversion images. So let's explore it. Let's go there. And oh, it's another folder and another folder and another folder. That's okay. Maybe what I should have done when I unzipped, I should say unzipped here, and it will work just fine. But it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me. So I'm going to go there. And those are the three files that the instructions refer to. If I go here, there are three files that I'm supposed to see. There is an MF file, an OVF file. That is the Open Virtualization format, the F for format. In VMDK file. And they have to do with Android Tammer, because we're going to be doing security for mobile devices. So that's going to be an Android and Tammer. So let's see. So do I have those three files? Do I have? I know I do. But let's take a look. So there is the MF file, the OVF file, and the VMDK file. Very good. So far, so good. So now let's take a look at the next step in the instructions. And it says here, on your computer, launch the Oracle VM VirtualBox. So let's do that. I go to Oracle VM VirtualBox. I don't remember. I think I already did this. I haven't taught this class for a little while, but I used to teach this class a lot. And I remember when we started, you saying, yeah, the Oracle. So where did it go? Oracle, I passed it. VM virtual machine. So I'm starting it. Where did it go? There it is. There it is. Okay, so let's go back to the instructions. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to import appliance, file import appliance. And then after that, let's remember what we're going to do. In the import virtual appliance window, click on the browse icon. We're going to look and browse and locate the OVF file you downloaded and unzipped earlier. It says here it's in the downloads, but I moved it out of downloads. I don't want to do it there. I want to do it in my documents file. Either or, you know, it's up to you. And I'm going to select the OVF file and open. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's put this one right here so we can see the instructions. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to say Import Appliance, and then I'm going to locate the OVF file. So File, Import Appliance, then I'm going to locate my file, which is under Documents, VirtualBox, and another VirtualBox. And there it is, the OVF file. It found it. That's what it was looking for. And open. And then after I say open, I'm sure I have to say next. But let's see, did they say select open? And then once the file is selected, refer to the screen, click on next, just like it says right here. So I'm going to click on next. View all the default settings and click import. So I can view them. So let's see, am I looking for something specific? Appliance import version. I'm just going to say finish. Next, view all default settings and click import. I don't see the click import, so I'm going to go with finish. All right, so now it's importing the appliance, I guess, and this is why I wanted to do for you, because maybe there are little differences on the version when they created this file. Maybe things changed since then, or software changes one year after another, new versions. So there is always a little bit of a tweak, and that's technology. That's what we're learning here. So don't be upset if you see something different. That is just how it is in real life. Okay, in real life. So what we're gonna do here is learn together and work this out together. So now it's importing. I'm gonna pause here. I'm gonna pause so that you don't have to wait for me watching this importing. Okay, I'll pause. I'll pause. So it's done, success. We have the Android Tammer, and that's what I was looking for. You see the Android Hammer here and here. So very good. Let's take a look at the instructions again and see if I need to do something next. Did the import, we went through this, and there it is. Once it is done, an Android Tammer 2 virtual machine should be listed on the left of the Oracle virtual box. So that's what we have. And we can power on and power off the virtual machine, follow the instructions. So I'm going to stop right here because I succeeded in getting my virtual machine. When we do a lab, we're going to be turning it on, and we're going to be running some stuff. But for now, let's even go back and look at the instructions. That's about right. If I go back to Module 1, Module 1 is project preparation. You don't need to turn anything on. To me, you don't need to submit anything. There are no points associated in project preparation, so you just have to do it for yourself. Next week, on week 2, that's when we will do a project, and the project in week 2 is going to be worth 30 points. You can see the 30 points right there. But in week 1, there are no points, so you're basically done. If you want to go on and turn it on and play with it, go ahead. But again, the objective of week 1 is exactly what I've shown to you, and that is to get yourself your Android Tammer 2 virtual machine ready so that we can run our projects and we can learn a lot of good stuff right here. All right? So then I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.